What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where I, Graham G.S. and Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network. And today we're talking the November 2nd, 2020 edition of Raw Talk from last night that aired immediately after Raw on Monday night. Not a great episode at all. They had some decent stuff here with Braun Strowman kind of furthering along the Survivor Series build. I thought Mustafa Ali, and I'll get to that momentarily, at the end was also very, very good. The stuff in the middle with Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce was completely terrible. And I continue to I just don't love the dynamic between Charlie and R-Truth. They're decent. They're far from terrible, but R-Truth doesn't exactly, while he's entertaining, doesn't really bring the best out of the guests that they have on. Doesn't really keep it serious. He was kind of joking around with Ali when he was supposed to be keeping it serious. So just kind of a throwaway episode. Nothing really nothing that really stood out as special to me about this show. But it was fine overall. So we start off the episode with R-Truth and Pain coming off his loss to Bobby Lashley on Raw earlier in the evening. And not only that, but he's no longer the 24/7 champion. If you can recall, Bobby Lashley attacked Drew Gulak, who came out to steal the title from Truth, and then put Gulak on top of Truth anyway. So Truth still lost the 24/7 championship, called Bobby Lashley a scoundrel. So then he and Charlie recap the ending to Raw, which we literally just saw go off the air minutes before the show started. So I hate when they do that because it's so pointless. And they add no additional insight, if that makes any sense, and no real extra analysis that you need to hear. You know what I mean? Like anything that's really must hear or whatever. So that's kind of pointless. So the first guest they have on is Braun Strowman. Reiterates what he said on Raw, saying that he doesn't get paid to talk. And he doesn't really, again, offer any additional analysis on what went down on Raw. But he does say that Raw should feel good that he's on the team, considering his Survivor Series history, which is true. His team has won its Survivor Series the last 3 years. I'm not sure if he's ever been pinned. He may have been pinned last year, but I don't think he was pinned in 2016. I don't know about last year. I feel like he wasn't, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But he talks about his teammates. He disses AJ Styles, saying that he's dated women bigger than AJ, which was funny. He said that he just goes out there and does his job. And he says there's no unfinished business with Keith Lee. Keith Lee may think there is, but there's not. He beat him clean as a sheet. But he does praise him, though, saying that Keith Lee is a big boy. He's great at what he does. And we'll finish that if there is any unfinished business on his end. We'll address that after Survivor Series when we beat Team SmackDown. As far as who the final 5th spot should go to in Strowman's opinion, he says Drew McIntyre. They've had their history, they've had their issues, but he thinks McIntyre would be a perfect fit for that team, given how revved up he is at the moment. So they then welcome on Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce, who right off the bat say they're not teammates, yet they're on Raw Talk together, which makes absolutely no sense. And I hate this for the same reason I don't like Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke as a pairing. Because it's completely pointless. We just saw Peyton get out of a tag team with Billie Kay. We just saw Mandy Rose get out of a tag team with Sonya. So to pair two of those women up with different partners that they have less chemistry with makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So they really don't say anything of note here whatsoever. They just doubt Lana being on Team Raw, saying she's going to lose, she's a loser, blah, blah, blah. They should be on Team Raw instead. Lacey believes that she's going to be the Raw Women's Champion soon. And then Peyton and Lacey kind of get, I guess that would be their tag team name, Pacey. Peyton and Lacey kind of get into it, with Peyton saying that Lacey doesn't know the first thing about being in a team. And Lacey said, I don't really need a team. I don't need anyone to hold me up. I could do my own thing, blah, blah, blah. Just completely pointless, so moving right along here. The last guest they have on is, I want to say Mustafa Ali. It's not. It's Mustafa Ali. Charlie Caruso even said Mustafa Ali while introducing him, but Mustafa quickly corrected him. Quickly corrected her, rather. Ali said, it's Mustafa. Put some respect on my name, he says. It's Mustafa Ali. And they've been saying that a lot more recently on Raw, which I like. It's a nice little change to his character, so he doesn't understand why people are questioning his actions from Raw earlier in the evening. He wants to be the reality. He doesn't want to be an escape from reality. He doesn't want Retribution to be an escape from reality. He wants to be the reality, a reminder of reality. He wants Retribution to be the cure of all the issues that are plaguing WWE right now. So R-Truth, just being a jokester, brings up the Bane mask, which is funny, but again, if they really want to have people take this thing seriously, they got to try to take it seriously with their own performers. I know R-Truth is a comedy guy, but it was insanely stupid. Now, in bringing that up, Ali does explain that the reason why they wear what they wear, the masks they wear, the names they have, is because Ali gets judged for having the name that he does, for looking the way that he does. So in giving Retribution all these dumb names and dumb looks, he's making people feel a way. He's making them feel the same way that he does, and being judged by society that your name and look doesn't even matter. It's what you can do in the ring, who you are as a person, blah, blah, blah. So I thought that was a great explanation. Why we don't hear that on Raw, I have no idea. I doubt that was the initial idea behind giving them those names in the first place. WWE probably just thought they were cool. But if that was the idea, then I give them props, because that's pretty clever. But we got to hear that on Raw. We can't hear that on Raw Talk. It's nice to hear it on Raw Talk, but they have to explain that on Raw, because it's actually really good character development. So the rest of Retribution shows up. They kind of intimidate R-Truth. They walk off. He says he pooped his pants, and that was the end of the episode. So again, really not a great episode. I thought the Ali stuff was very good. Strowman was just kind of there, and then Lacey and Peyton just sucked. So a very mundane episode overall. Nothing really to go out of your way to see, aside from Ali's quick comments, at the end there, about the Retribution names and their appearances and stuff like that. So kind of a ho-hum episode, nothing really to see here overall, and hopefully next week's episode is better. If you want to check out more Raw Talk reviews here on the channel, check out the Raw Talk Reviews playlist in the description box down below. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. And we'll be back tomorrow with a #AskGSM video, so stay tuned for that. Also, check out the Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 1 review that went up earlier today as well. Until next time, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.